Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's Amazon QuickSight Learning Series. Today we'll be talking about a new QuickSight Community feature launch, the QuickSight Arena. We'll be hearing from one of our Principal Solutions Architects, Arun. Before we get into today's topic, we encourage you to join the QuickSight Community, which is where we'll be answering questions on today's session and where the QuickSight Arena is located. To ask questions about today's session, what you're going to want to do is go to the QuickSight Community, go to Question and Answer, and you're going to press Type a New Question. Then you'll just type something in the subject line. So right here, I'm just typing QuickSight Arena, and then adding two tags, one showing what type of persona you are. So for this, I'm doing an author, which means I make dashboards, and then typing in today's topic tag, which is QLS-Arena. Then you'll just type in the question you have for today's session and then add new question, which will be answered by our team. All right, so we're going to introduce today's topic first. What exactly is the QuickSight Arena? So the QuickSight Arena is an embedded instance of QuickSight product within our community. It's going to be used to publish dashboards to the community gallery. You can include dashboards depicting your use case while posting questions in our community Q&A. You can clone underlying analysis views of published dashboards to learn and answer questions from others. And you can include dashboards with working solutions to respond to questions. So to get into the details of how to use the QuickSight Arena, Arun's going to show us with a quick demo.
Hi everyone, I'm Arun Santosh, Principal Solution Architect with Amazon QuickSight. I'm here to talk to you about QuickSight Arena, an embedded instance of QuickSight available right within QuickSight Community. Why is this important? Well, if you're a new QuickSight user just trying to explore the features of QuickSight, Arena gives you a free playground to do so. And you can start using Arena even before you create a user within QuickSight Community. You can see on my screen right now that I'm not logged in, I'm just on the community site. And I do have this Arena entry point from the top banner. There is the option to get into console or to go to gallery. As an unauthenticated user, I can go explore the items we have in gallery. And right now, we are just starting off, so we have two submissions from our community members. Just by clicking on this, I'm able to bring up the post that was made by our community member. And I see within this small frame a fully functional dashboard. If I want to see this in a full screen mode, just click this link up top and it will open that dashboard in the full screen. And this is a fully functional QuickSight dashboard. You can see I'm interacting with this dashboard right here. To go back to the QuickSight community, I can click this go back link from the left rail, and I'm back here. So it's the same with question and answers. If you're looking at a particular, if you're searching for something and you come to a question answer thread and you see a link stating it's Arena, just by clicking on that, you'll be able to see that dashboard even though you are not signed in yet. To reap more benefits of Arena, we highly recommend you to create a user profile within QuickSight Community. So I will show you the login process. When you initially set up your user profile, you do have the option to set up a username password within QuickSight Community, or you can log in with your Amazon profile. I am an Amazon employee, so I'm going to use my employee SSO here to get to my account. So now that I'm signed in, I could go click on Arena console, and it says it's signing me into Arena. Of course, I have been in Arena before, but I have sort of flipped a flag in the back end to make it look like I'm visiting Arena for the very first time, to show you what that first time experience is going to be like. So when you log in first, you do get this welcome banner. It tells you what all things you can do with Arena. Like you could showcase your dashboarding talents by building awesome dashboards, publishing that to gallery, or when you're asking complex questions, you could include a dashboard showing you a problem state so that the community members can respond to you much faster and in a more effective way with a solution. When you're looking at a gallery dashboard or trying to answer a question or trying to learn how something's done, you could clone the underlying analysis of a dashboard and use that analysis view either to learn or to craft a solution and respond to a question with that solution. Just have to click through this. It shows you the ropes here where you would, this is the control you would use to go to upload data. Because Arena, it's a pretty locked down version of QuickSight. So in here, we do not allow the native file upload feature. You would rather go in through a separate Arena screen to upload files. And this is the icon you would click to open the embedded QuickSight console to work with your data sets, create analysis, publish dashboards, and the like. The native share feature is disabled as well. You would have to use Arena-specific share option, which can be accessed by clicking this icon, share icon from the left panel. Now, if you want to bring some dashboard definitions from your own account into Arena, or you want to export definition of a dashboard that you like out of Arena, you can do that by leveraging the code editor. So content porting, you need to go to the code editor by clicking this icon here. Now this copy icon will let you create clones of the underlying analysis when you're trying to learn from a gallery dashboard or trying to answer questions. Anytime you want to revisit this information, you can click the info link. Post your first login, the info link also gives you an extra screen which will show your usage in terms of how many data sets, how many analysis, how many dashboards you have created so far. And then, of course, at any point when you want to return to the community content, you just click this go back icon here. Now, just calling out the restrictions. Like I mentioned earlier, Arena is a pretty locked down instance of QuickSight, so there are a lot of restrictions imposed. First off, Arena is to be used for troubleshooting, testing, demonstrations, and all that. No kind of production or commercial purposes is supported in Arena. Now with data sources, we support CSV files which are under 1 GB in size. And the files, like I mentioned earlier, have to be uploaded through Arena's interface. The number of assets you can create, we are starting off with a soft limit of 50. So you will be allowed to create up to 50 data sets, analysis, dashboards. So keep your content clean. We hope to increase that count as we go along based on the usage patterns and such. But for now, that limit is at 50. In terms of asset sharing, dashboards that you publish cannot be shared from the native share option within QuickSight. You have to use the QuickSight Arena share option from this icon. Now, you have to agree to the terms and conditions that's here to start using QuickSight. This is a public forum, so any data that you upload you have to be certain that it doesn't contain any sensitive information, no PII and such. It should be publicly shareable. You should have full rights to share it, and it should be shareable in its entirety. Because let's say you think you uploaded a 100,000 row data set and you want to expose only 10,000 rows from it, and you slapped on a filter within your analysis ahead of publishing it as a dashboard. But once somebody clones that dashboard that you published, they will be able to get to that filter and turn it off and see all 100,000 records. So that's why it's important that any data that you upload should be shareable in its entirety. Don't rely on analysis filters to restrict data. Now, all this data is getting uploaded to US region, so be sure that whatever data you're uploading has no regional restrictions and that it can be uploaded to US. Once you agree to this, you just got to type in confirm here, click agree and continue, and that's it. You're into QuickSight Arena now. This is a one-time sign-up process that you went through. In subsequent logins, you will be directly brought into QuickSight Arena. There is no additional username, password to remember. You just need to be logged into Community, and just by going into that Arena drop-down, clicking on Console, you will be dropped into QuickSight Arena here. Also, it's beneficial to memorize these shortcut keys. So if you go here, you can see for Arena, the shortcut key is Control-Shift-A for Arena. So I can click my shortcut keys here, and you see I didn't click onto that link. I'm just in Arena using my shortcut now. Likewise, to go back to Community, if you hover here, you will see that the shortcut is Control-Shift-C, C for Community. So Control-Shift and C, and I'm back in Community. So when you're flipping back and forth with Community content and Arena, it's beneficial to keep these shortcuts in mind. Now let's try using Arena. So in here, the first thing you would need to do is bring in some data. So click on Upload Data. It gives you an option to browse. I have here a sales pipeline sample data set, which comes with your QuickSight account. Usually I have a local CSV file for that. So I'll try uploading that. And on each file upload, you're reminded that you're uploading content to a public forum. So we want you to confirm that the data you're uploading is really not sensitive, that it can be uploaded to public forum. In my case, this is sample data. So I'm just going to click type in confirm and click upload file. I have uploaded this file before, so I get a warning saying, hey, this file already exists. And that's okay. We do allow you to overwrite the files, and this is on purpose. We don't attach any timestamps or sort to the file because let's say you're trying to craft a solution, you're playing with sample data, you most likely would have to tweak that sample data a few times to get it right. So we don't want you to have to create a new data set each time. Rather, by letting you upload that updated data onto the same file, we'll be able to bring that updated data into the same data set just by refreshing your whatever data set was created earlier. So that's the purpose. So whenever you see a warning like this, be sure to proceed only if you're sure of what you're doing, right? Say you're purposefully updating data, yeah, it's good to proceed. But if you had used this file earlier and published some content out of it, and now you're uploading a different version and you're not so sure whether it's going to break anything, then don't proceed. Change the file name and upload as a different file. So in my case, I know I just want to override this file, so I'm going to say confirm and upload. And in the backend, it sort of parses the file, it creates a data set, or if a data set is already there, it updates the data into that data set. Then I get the message that the data set has been created. Either I could click OK and stay here within this file upload mode and upload more files if I choose to, or if I want to go work with that data set which was just now created, I can click on the Open Console icon here and get the QuickSight interface. Clicking on Datasets, I see the sales pipeline dataset, which was just updated a few seconds ago, and I can start using this. So just by clicking on this, I could say create an analysis. And you're very familiar with this analysis interface. So let's just create a couple of charts here and publish it out as a dashboard. So let's say I want to create a horizontal stacked bar chart with the salesperson by segment and plot the weighted revenue at that. And maybe just add one more chart, a pie chart, a donut chart rather, for region and weighted revenue. So just a very simple dashboard, but let's imagine that this is a publish ready dashboard, which I want to share with the world, right? So let's see the steps for publishing this to gallery. So first off, this is still an analysis. I got to publish this as a dashboard. So for that, the standard mechanisms within QuickSight, I will use the publish button from here. Say I want to use this as my gallery sample dashboard. Let me put a numeric suffix as well there and say publish. So it's published as a dashboard, but at this point it's only visible to me. As a standard within QuickSight, any asset you create is only visible to you unless you share it with somebody else. The usual place you would go to share this is from here, but like I mentioned, this is a restricted instance of QuickSight, so you wouldn't get the share option from within the QuickSight interface. Instead, you have to use the Arena share option, and that new dashboard which we just now created shows up here in the dashboard list. You'll see that the public access is off on this. Just click on this toggle, and again you are reminded by this pop-up that you're going to open this up to the world. Once you publish this and make it public, everybody will be able to see your dashboard, get to the underlying data. So if you're good with that, you can type in confirm and grant access. Once that's done, you get the option to copy the dashboard link from here. So just click on that and it says it's copied. So at this point, I have the link that's ready for publish, and I can go back and publish it into my community gallery. So for that, clicking on the go back icon there, clicked on the go back icon, I'm back in community, and I can go to gallery and just click new topic. So when you create a new topic, there are some instructions given here. This is just some instructions to get you started. And once you have pasted all the relevant content, you can delete the rest of the section. So it shows you the content layout, how to place it, right? So there's a sample dashboard link given. What you have copied into the clipboard right now from the share dashboard screen is a link similar to this. So I have that in my clipboard now. I will just paste this right underneath here. So you can see gallery sample dashboard 2 with the link that comes with it, right? And I can delete that placeholder. So this is the dashboard link I want to publish. You can see it got identified here on the right hand side preview as an Arena link. I do not have this text pasted on the left hand side. This is automatically inserted because this link was identified as an Arena link. Now, I also want an image to show up on my dashboard tile. So for that, I can upload an image into this post. I can take a screenshot of my dashboard and upload it here. So let's do that. So flipping back to Arena, I'll go to my dashboard and I can take a screen grab of this. Copy that. I'll flip back to Community and just paste that image here. It's uploading right now. And there you go. The image has been pasted. You can see that the dashboard is just shown as a link here right now in preview. But once this is published into Gallery, it's going to show an actual dashboard in its place. So you don't necessarily have to have this image in a big size as part of the post, because then it's going to look like you have a dashboard and the same dashboard underneath it, a static image of that dashboard underneath it. So we can, however, we do need this image for it to show up properly on the tile when somebody is looking at the upper level gallery view. You want to entice your audience to click into your dashboard. So that tile has to be appealing enough for your audience to come visit your dashboard. So that's why we want to include the static image. It's for the gallery tile. So as you can see in the sample that was given, the size can be just 10 by 10. And by default, this whatever image you took, the standard size is what Discourse is going to have here. You can just tweak that, replace it, copy this 10 by 10 from here, just paste over the size that Discourse put for your image. You can see it went down. It's still there, but it's very small image. Then you can remove the placeholder image from there. And at this point, you got your core content there already. You have your dashboard link, you have your image. You can remove this instructions from here, remove all of these instructions. And if you want to put in a couple of sentences about what your dashboard is doing, let's say your sample is about a particular industry vertical, or you're highlighting some specific features within your dashboard. You just want to tell your audience to go try X, Y, and Z. You can write a short, include a short write-up here to that effect. Once that's done, just click Create Topic, and it would publish. Oh, yeah, of course, I forgot. You got to give it a title, a short title that's catchy enough, describes what your dashboard is all about, and then you can click Create Topic, and it publishes to Gallery. And from that, at that point, it will be visible to all community users, as well as anyone who goes to community site, unauthenticated users, as I showed in the initial part. So right now, this is just a dummy dashboard I put here, so I'm not going to publish this. I'll close out of this, and I'll just discard this version. Let's see here, people are posting some interesting dashboards, funny images with playing on top of bar charts. So unleash your creativity, build something awesome, post it into Gallery, showcase your talent to the world, right? Likewise, let's say you wanted to ask a question on how to do something, how to achieve a certain effect, a particular calculation is not quite working for you, you need help from the community members for that. You can post your question into our question and answers. There is a lot of community engagement. Community members resolve a lot of questions. We have a QuickSight product members as well as essays responding to questions too. But if you really have a complex problem at hand, you improve your own chances of getting a fast response if you include a dashboard built in Arena and include that link here, sort of depicting what's the problem you're running into. And that way you're making it crystal clear to the users who are trying to help you what your problem is. And you're also giving them a starting state. So rather than just giving them a snippet of data, image of data, or CSV, small snippet of data, by giving them this dashboard, you are saving them all that time which they would otherwise have to spend in setting up data, setting up your calculations before they can even try to answer. So now you're just giving them the problem state. They can immediately get to what your problem is and try fixing it, improving your own chances by doing that, right? Now, the process to do this is quite similar as to what I showed you in Gallery. You would just upload your sample data, you would create an analysis, publish the dashboard, you would go to Arena, share dashboard screen, turn on public access, get the link. Just that after getting the link, instead of going to Gallery, you would come here to question and answer, type in your problem details. Arena dashboard is meant to supplement your question, not replace it. So be verbose, type in all the details you can, and then paste in the link there as well, saying, hey, here is my dashboard with the problem state. And that improves your chance of getting a response. Now, the next use case is you want to bring a dashboard which you have built in your own QuickSight account, maybe to Q&A, or maybe to post to Gallery, or you want to export something out of Arena to your own account. Either way, you can do it through definitions. So let's look at one quick sample. So let me just open up Demo Central here. And this is, again, our public-facing demo site. Here, you can interact with your with the sample dashboards. You can get to the underlying analysis. You can get to the underlying definition, all on Demo Central. However, the sessions you get are not persisted. You can play around with it for a 1 hour session. After that, it's wiped clean. Whatever changes you make do not persist over to the next session. So let's just to show you an example of how you could port data, right? So herein we have a dynamic dimensions and measure sample. I could change the measure selection here and the graph changes. It's a simple enough analysis. So let's get to the definition of this. You can see here that this is built on top of sales pipeline data. And in my sample that I showed earlier, I brought in sales pipeline data, so I can potentially use that data set now to recreate a similar analysis in Arena. So let's see how to do that. From here, I'm going to grab all the sections other than the dataset identifier declarations. So I'll copy the sheets, calculated field all the way down to analysis defaults. I'm just copying that definition, partial definition. And then going on to community, I'll bring up Arena. And let's go into QuickSight console here, go on to Datasets, and let's create a new analysis from this. We will call this content porting sample. And we'll just leave it at a blank analysis. Then click on the code editor, and it opens up this code editor icon, opens up this code editor section below. And here I can select from a list of analysis, content porting sample that I just now created. So it brings up the bare bones definitions for that. You can see the sheets, it just shows that it's a single sheet with an empty visual because we didn't create anything in this analysis. But the dataset identifier is already plugged in. So you can't modify this section, leave it as is, but the rest of the things that we copied over, we can paste over this. So I'll just delete sheets through analysis defaults section here and paste the content that I copied from Demo Central. So flipping back to Demo Central, here you'll see the identifier's name was sales pipeline. So this is what is referenced in all the other sections of this definition. Wherever a data field is being accessed, the reference used for the data set is sales pipeline. Versus in the file that I uploaded here, the name was slightly different. It came as sales-pipeline. So I have to account for that and replace all those references here. So I'm just going to do a search and replace. Control F or Command F, depending on whether you're using Mac or not. And let's search for this sales pipeline reference. I'll just copy that, paste that here. You can see that there are multiple references of this, 9 actually. So I want to replace that with sales-pipeline. I'll click this plus and replace with, and replace all instances. So all 9 instances have been replaced. And now I will try to upload this definition by just clicking this upload definition button. And it says analysis has been updated. And it brought over this analysis into Arena. You can see the look and feel is slightly changed. That's because of the theme applied. By default, it applied classic theme versus in Demo Central, I had Seaside. So I can just quickly apply Seaside theme here from starter themes. And now it looks pretty much like the analysis I copied over from Demo Central. Okay. Flipping back and forth, you can see, and the functionality here, I'll just quickly change the measure selection. It's working. So that's how you port in content. You first bring in your sample data as a file, and get Arena to create that data set for you. Just create a sample empty analysis from it, go into code editor, bring up that sample analysis, paste in your definition, edit the dataset identifier, if at all that identifier is different, and then upload it. And you can follow the same process to port content out of Arena as well. If you like a dashboard, create a clone of that dashboard. So let me show you how to do that as well. Going back to Community, let's say I want to create a clone of this soccer dashboard. I can go launch that dashboard from here. And once I'm in the dashboard view, I get this copy analysis option here. Just by clicking on that, it will create a copy of the underlying analysis for me. And that's just my own copy. Whatever I do with it, it doesn't impact anybody else. And you can see this came in with a name as an analysis copy. I'm just going to change this to be, the last part, I'll just change this to be content porting sample, because I might have made copies of this before. So now I can again go back into code editor and bring this up and select Wiz Challenge H1 2023 content porting sample, and that will give me the full definition of it. So of course this has 2 data sets here. If I want to extract that data and bring it over to my own, that process has to be manual at this point. You can potentially create a table into a different sheet, bring in all the columns from these data sets, export it out as a CSV or Excel, bring that into your own QuickSight account, and then bring on this definition to recreate this in your account. So that sort of covers all aspects of QuickSight Arena. I really hope that you folks will utilize this to its fullest potential, to explore QuickSight features, to showcase your talent, to ask questions, to answer questions, and to grow with the community. So happy learning and happy dashboarding. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you everyone for coming to today's session. We hope that you learned something valuable about the QuickSight Arena. And again, if you have any questions about today's session, please ask in our community Q&A using the QLS tag. If you're interested in any other community events, we have a QR code here that links to our events page that shows recurring and new events in the QuickSight community. Our recurring events for every week is this online learning series, and our monthly online recurring events include new feature launches, immersion days for America's and Europe-friendly time zones, and live Q&A sessions. Thank you again for coming, and we hope you enjoyed this session.